When I think about Mystic Seaport Museum and I think about the Schmidt Ocean Institute, what they really share is a dedication and a commitment to the oceans, to nautical history, to public outreach and education. And to me, that just makes perfect sense that you've picked Wendy.
Wendy is smart, dedicated, passionate, and no nonsense. She marches to her own drummer.
She is a risk taker. She is entrepreneurial to her core. And in my view, this is extraordinarily selfless.
Wendy's incredibly intelligent. She's very kind and very considerate, and I think she pushes that in everything that she does, whether it's sailing, whether it's through the foundation or her other work, working with us at 11th Hour Racing. I think she sets an example for us all and leads us to be better people.
She raises the bar for all of us. Life is full of infinite possibilities. With Wendy, there's no substitute for excellence. Being around her and being inspired by her and being supported by her in the search for excellence is something that we can all share.
It's a kind of a myth around here that Wendy arrived on the island and she instantly fell in love with the downtown and with Nantucket. There's something really intangible about the community that needs to be cherished and protected. And I think that's what really sparked this interest in developing Remain Nantucket and trying to preserve and strengthen the downtown.
I first met Wendy about a dozen years ago. We started talking about climate change. I discovered she was extremely knowledgeable and who she was. And so I began to talk to her about an idea that had been floating around in the scientific and communications professionals community for at least 5 years. And about an hour later, Wendy said, "Why don't we do this?" And we formed an organization called Climate Central.
Climate Central, we wandered in the wilderness for years at the start before we became the powerful organization that we have become. And that was completely thanks to Wendy's steadfast support and patience and confidence that we would get where we needed to be. She was obviously someone you wanted in the room. I could not possibly have known what a great journey I was embarking upon.
When she dives into something, she wants to make a difference personally, and she wants to understand it. She didn't just support what people were doing on climate policy, she spent the time to really understand what climate science was, trying to figure out, okay, where are the innovations? How do we transform the energy sector? Where do we need to go in the future? And helping design the strategy.
Her various interests knit together in new and unique combinations that are all might seem disparate, but they're brought together by her passion for all of them. It doesn't feel dry, it doesn't feel canned or contrived, it feels propelled, like we have to do all of these things, and because she feels it, I feel it.
She really cares deeply about places, whether it's the planet or the ocean or our little island. She pours her energy into making sure that that place is protected. And it's not just because she loves it, it's because the places that we hold most dear are vulnerable and they are precious and they do need to be loved.
Wendy and I specifically work most closely together on the Schmidt family's support of the Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch program. The sustainable seafood programs like Seafood Watch are having a huge impact around the world now to turn around the terrible amount of unsustainable fishing practices, including for aquaculture, that's happening right now. And we're getting on a much better path, and her support for that's been amazing.
Learning how to sail and being an active sailor was just a transformative experience in her life and opened up a much larger world that she's been such a leader in.
Wendy's biggest contribution to the sport of sailing has definitely been the partnerships that she's involved herself with over the years. We've been privileged to attend the Connect conference year after year, which is a larger conference around the Schmidt Family Foundation, and it's humbling and at the same time amazing to see all the other things that the foundation is involved in. And sometimes we like to think we're just sailing around the world while everything else she invests in is actually trying to save it.
She's had influence in so many different sectors, everything from, the things that we deal with ocean plastics and sailing and sustainability, but, she also supports, marine research. Things like the Falcor are out there leading really cutting-edge seafloor mapping exploration.
It's a real gift to be able to enable the exploration of the deep sea in countries and communities that don't have those resources to see it with their own eyes. And so for the Falcor to go there and to shine lights on corals which have been living for 1,000 years or more that nobody's ever seen before, that if we destroy, we're not going to be able to grow another one in our lifetimes, and to be able to show people that these amazing animals exist, that's amazing.
Besides being so vast and beautiful and important for our souls, the ocean is an integrator and a sign of things that humanity is doing. It's about the beauty of the world and the moral duty we have to protect it. She understands the unprecedented danger of climate change and the scale and wastefulness of so much of human activity.
She came up with this expression recently in a meeting that we were in. It's, we can always be better.
We're all working to make sure the planet is viable for the future of our species and every other species. And we can only do that as a community. It's not one organization or one individual or even a few that can make the difference. It can only work if we work passionately together with a common enterprise. And I think Wendy really sees that.
She really does get the best out of people in a way that isn't forceful, it isn't difficult to work with. She's not a tyrant. She lets people rise to the best of their ability and just has a way of bonding people together, and it's why all of her initiatives have been successful. It comes from her leadership, and she puts a great group of people together.
I think it was Jacques Cousteau who said people will only protect what they love, and they're only going to love what they know. And she's really helping us to know that system. And I think that her love and value for conservation is driving that. I think it's great.
I can't think of a better person to win the America in the Sea Award than Wendy. I think she captures the essence of what that award really means. She's passionate about the ocean. She's passionate about sailing. She's innovative. She has tremendous leadership skills, and she has a genuine nature about her that is unmatched in anybody I've ever met.